Hello, I am Jameson and welcome to my channel. In this series, I am logging my weekly training as I progress from being at one of my lifetime lows all the way to completing a full Ironman triathlon. Like forging a weapon, you start with raw material. You process it through fire and work away the slag. You quench it with water to lock in its strength. And then you sharpen and fine-tune it to bring it to its peak optimal performance. In this case, I am the raw material. So please show your support as I go through the process to forge an Ironman. Alright, it's just after 5 a.m. I managed to get to bed earlier last night, took a melatonin, and this is the habit that I really need to be getting back to, is getting up at 5, maybe even 4 a.m. and I just get used to training really early, because I noticed that the last few weeks it's been difficult to really get other things done throughout the day after training. So this will at least, give me an entire full day. And so yeah, maybe I'm gonna go do my run, and then I guess I'll grab my camera when I go for the walk. All right, it's morning. It's just now. I think the sun's just not peeking up. Already did my run. Did most of my walking. I'm on my last mile of the walk. Just trying to get used to getting up really early again. I got up on Sunday and I was hoping that the sun would be rising for my walk, but that was still pretty early. And then I was hoping to get up again the next day, but my sleep cycles didn't really catch up to what I was trying to do. I took a melatonin also, and sometimes when I take melatonin, that sort of messes up my entire sleep cycle. So I ended up staying up really late the next night and got up early again this morning. So it's been a little wonky, but trying to get my sleep habits, getting up about 4:30. So this completes week 12. So this week I ended up doing 18 miles walk and 24 miles run. What I had been planning on doing was to bump my running mileage up by 6 more miles, but I think I'm going to change it just a little bit. I've been consistently only increasing my running mileage by 3 miles each week, and I think I'm going to stick with that for now. I originally wanted to get all the way to December with my total running mileage being at 40. But much more importantly than getting my mileage up is the goal of not getting injured. The way my body's been feeling these last couple of weeks is like I'm sort of just barely on the edge of depleting myself or getting injured. And I don't really want to push myself over that edge, which could compromise my entire training. So goal number 1 should always be to not get injured. Always avoid injury. That's why I'm going to compromise just a little bit and only increase my mileage by 3 instead of 6. So coming up next week, I'll be doing just 15 miles of walk and 27 miles of running. Having completed 12 weeks of this process, I've now lost 25 pounds. And again, that's mostly due to the intermittent fasting that I've been doing. It's always a little bit of a struggle trying to get used to doing the intermittent fasting. When I'm browsing the internet, I see a lot of advertisements for different food products, and my eyes just kind of get glued to the screen looking at all these different foods and stuff that maybe I just want to go order a pizza or something. Very, very tempting. I've also started to put a lot more effort at avoiding fructose. And again, the reason for avoiding fructose and sodium is to promote mitochondrial biogenesis. Basically, the studies have shown that in athletes who avoid both sodium and fructose can increase their mitochondria significantly. While the short-term effects may not be seen, I'm really curious to see how it'll turn out in the long run. I'm expecting next week to finally have my bike gear and my bike trainer set up and actually start cracking into my riding. And in January, that's when I plan to be in full swing with my training, as I plan to start getting into the pool. These past 3 months have been sort of preliminary, as I've just been gradually reducing my weight and working on a lot of injury prevention so that I can get to doing my real training. But much sooner than later, the real training will actually begin. I am still slightly concerned about the sciatic problems that I had a little while back. Every once in a while, I sort of feel a little bit of a pinch down to my foot. I have somewhat slacked off on doing my flexibility training, so hopefully by starting to discipline myself a little bit more on my flexibility, I can avoid having any further sciatic problems. At the time, the spinal decompression exercises really worked out well for me, so I think that's what I need to work on a little bit more, and also the hamstring and glute stretches. The glute stretching is really important to get the piriformis muscle loosened up, because that muscle in particular is responsible for putting a lot of pressure on the sciatic nerve, aside from what's ever being pinched in your lumbar spine.